I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is May 7, Wednesday, 2025. Hope you had a good day today. So, we talked about it yesterday. This is a super fire video. I mean, the chart's going to speak for itself. I'm going to make this video short. But when I finished the video yesterday, it was here. We still came down and bounced up or play around. But then we came down, we took them low, and we gapped up crazy, and we took these highs out. So this example that I'm drawing. I'm literally showing that the price will be up here, and then from here sell off down, and pretty much that's what we got. And we got up to right here. Oh, where? That 50%, baby. I was talking about that. And then you'll see it today. So X marks the spot. Look at that. You can't make that up, right? And then the projection here, 101.5. Got into it more deeper. Sealed more of that daily bullish and blue balance right there. And 2 standard deviations down from the Asia range there. Just beautiful. Mentioned all this stupid candle that opened. I mean, look at that. This is to show you that forget structure, forget everything else. Obviously manipulation. So we know where that manipulation is, and we're, obviously it's going from liquidity and imbalances, just squeezing them out. I was like, these bastards. Anybody who is holding cells here, they're trying to get them, or any momentum guys here, right? Logical. Oh, but where did it snap to? It snapped right to the top 25% of the bearish imbalance right there, right? Wow. And by the way, I'm going to delete this now. That volume imbalance. You can see the body sitting in there. Not really necessary now. Maybe I won't delete it, but I'm just not going to drag it out right now anymore. But that's the understanding of we have now a body up, which is bullish and closes that gap with a body over on the daily. And then we also have the same thing going on. Well, yeah, pretty much. We have one coming down, which was Cinco de Mayo right here, right? And anyways, that's a little TMI. But the point is that look at this shit now. Oh, look at this shit here. This shit is comical. I love it. Oh my god, this is such a fire video. But look at this manipulation here. Wait, everybody get in, selling here, and rip them up. Look at this. Think buyers and sellers did that? Yeah, right. But what was I gonna say? Look at how you see they tagging that 25% right there of that gap. So we also had major precision today. Look at this, right to the 50. Now you saw it. You saw it live. Go to the 50. You don't even have to see the candles. See that? You see that? Okay. Look. You know what? You know what? Hold on 1 second. Trump to rescind global chips curbs. Anyways, okay, yeah, top 25%. I'm sorry, the high of it, and plus we tagged the bottom of this. So look at, they did this shit at the end. Wow, I'm so glad I wasn't married to like trying to hold down into here. And this is a prime example of what you're gonna see in this video of decisions, and choices, right? But we got to keep it smooth, and that's how we get the money. So the thing is that you stay away from this extra shit. It's no need to be involved. Yes, there's great volatility, but man, listen, you can get that money in early in the day, man, and let them do it the hell they gonna do. Are there trades? Yes. Do I trade plan? I've lost interest in some post news, but again, let's get into it. Look at that. Okay, I'm glad they did that out the way. So just to show you, I'm not playing around with y'all, man. I'm taking these trades. These are all algorithmic levels. I don't show trades anymore, but I'll do it again. Just for situations like this where just we're reinforcing everything we're talking about in prior videos and all that, right? So you should be, and sadly only 15 of you guys are watching it, and it's like, that's pretty sad. You guys are, whoever's not watching it is just snoozing. But maybe I'll slow down videos. I don't know. But you see here, you can see that. Look at this up candle right here. Pre-market, control price right there. It's fire for anyone who's been watching me for a while. They know what I'm talking about. But again, you're using this in the end trim of the day, right? This is not being to be loosely married to it forever. But anyways, imbalance here. We broke right through. Look what they did yesterday. So this is yesterday. Obviously, they gapped down and they shot up. Why do I know this is a target right here? Well, because it's only offering one way. They don't have any down, offering any down to the downside. So that makes a lot of importance when you see that. Can you see that? Look at the candle. Opened here, wicked, shot through. Okay, so it opened here, came down, came up. That's balanced. Pushes up. Wow. Only buyers offered, right? So we're coming back to a magnet. Beautiful. Now that we've got that out the way, so I don't sound crazy when I make this video, you can see it. You take a screenshot of the chart, which I'm pretty sure no one on the internet has these exact levels on my chart. I'm pretty sure they don't have it. They'll have some, but maybe. Anyways, point is, my understanding is what? When I told you guys they showed me their hand by this minute. It's not like when we opened up, we started coming down. That'd be a different conversation. Then we look for a buyback up this way maybe it's a lower low, and then we come back for a lower high, or maybe we bust that. It depends. But look, they shot it up. Okay, so X marks the spot before the day starts. You can see they smacked it right there, right? 25% level. They hit this top 25%. I'm sorry, 25%. This first standard deviation here. And then look how they come underneath, play around in the gap, smack the 25% again right there. That's perfect. Can't make this up. And then shoots down in here, plays inside the middle, comes outside, plays around the middle. You got the midnight level, by the way. It's that orange level. You'll see it here, up here in the gap in the gray for today. It's the midnight levels right there. So, anyways, just so it doesn't look sloppy. It's not. It's just quadded. That's all it is. And then the previous day's gap right there, right? You extend that out. We're hovering above. We're inside that top 25%. Look into the tick almost right here. See that? So this is framing it. I'm showing you the logic coming down for the trade. We already knocked that top 25%, blow through. You see the midnight level. You see the bottom 25% highlighted right there and gone. Comes out. Oh, where are we going? We're coming now to this here, right? To this imbalance. Measure this swing right here. You can see 1 and 1.5 right there. Coming right to it. I'm selling into it. The logic is not to hold it for this level yet for today's daily gap, because once we have made these lows, we have imbalance and breakout area here. We have people who made money right in these cells here, like me. So guess what? When the 930 opens, the opening range gap is gonna already be the settlement down here. So I expect, and it's a good size range for it to fill. All right, it's only within 30 or whatever, not even. And then I'm catching the momentum and leg down. Is this trade great? Yes. How am I sniping it in? Well, you see it respecting, dumping in there. We don't have time involved though. Ooh, what do we have in time involved? What candle is that? I can't make this up. What candle are these two candles? You'll see that let me blow it up. I want to make it short. Hopefully I do. Right there, buddy. That 852 and 853. See that? So we have time involved. Macros in. We knocked that candle in that level. That's very specific about what I'm talking about. I'm just curious to see what they're doing. Oh, dropped up. So obviously, if you do a range from here to here, where's 50%? Obviously they came and they tagged any breakout level this way. So far, this much. We'll see what they do here. That 50 looks like they're going to come and smack that 50 again. Okay, and this narrative of that first imbalance probably, very shy, but maybe we coming for it. Let's go back into the video and see what they do. But you see here, sorry, I'm all over the place right there. See that? So we dip right in, right? We dip right in right there on that time. But also the point is the fucking level. You see the entry. It's literally sealing on that imbalance, and it's tapping the up candle. That's an up candle. So I want to be filled in that area. Sure enough, we pop right in it, and I'm manually pushing it, and it taps in on the open of the candle. Does not exceed the top of that candle, and that is the whole point of the trade, is because my risk is going to be above it first. Once we knock in and we're coming lower, that damn risk went from here to where you had saw it, right? And then anyways, what am I targeting? As you see, this is that bogus price action it did yesterday. My minimum target for this first pre-trade, okay, is to get obviously into this 101.5 and seal this imbalance. See the push through? So if it's bullish or bearish, I don't give a fuck. It could buy from here and go all the way up. I don't care. But the goal is to seal some of this. And it doesn't have to be perfect. This is me being responsible. Perfect. You get the trade, right? Okay. Yes, I understand that this is still in play, and you'll see how we get to that, right? But the objective was to get from up here to then lower. Okay, cool. The next trade, okay, is you see we start speakering out. Look what 930 does. I'm on that last candle, okay, before this one starts coming up. This candle right here opens up, done, right? But look what it does, because it's a lower low. I'm not buying that because it's starts to move so fast. You're done, okay, and then makes another low, shakes out. You see it, right? Speakering up. But this is really, if we keep it simple, up here, this is move down one. We were catching the lower low to lower high situation. So from here, this is move one. I'm catching the last part of move one, for example. Why do I say that? It's because you don't expect it to go straight to it, right? Why? We have easy sellers that were involved, especially this. You could have closed your eyes, and while this thing was going through these lows, you could have just pushed out. Okay, so anyone who just pushes sell at 930 is already in the money there. Very logical stuff, right? So that's explaining, okay, now we're down here. I'm actually not really interested, and you're waiting to see what happens. Could I have bought any of these? Yes. Did I want to? No. Why? Because at this point, I want to see it come in here. I want to see it come in here and finish that task. And then you can see we have a 2 to 2.5 right there. We have that liquidity from the fuckery of the open right there. And that old 930 level from yesterday. Okay. And that's pretty much the logic. Okay. So if that's the case, this price action is time distortion. It's really just, so look at the structure. This is how I make videos long, but you get all this fire. And so let's just stay from here. Okay? Right there. Watch how the structure starts to look like. Yeah, manipulation. So what I'm doing here is catching that last part, and now I'm looking for a retrace back up to wipe out easy sellers before we then continue back down. You see that? So if that logic is there and I'm pushed it down, I allowed this to come up. Why? I'm a seller. I'm not counter trending today because this was also very difficult and it kept me out of it. So 10 o'clock rolls in. I want to explain all this too, but so you see, still shaking out right here, right? Speaker up, pushing up. Logic was to just come down and make a lower low. They had these drives here, right? So there's your 3 drives. This is your second one here, and it comes down again. It raids. Okay, no body, perfect, retraces. First imbalance right here, you can see that. We pop above it, come back in, and pretty much just colors outside the lines. This is nothing to really say more than that. But then uses that 50% and pushes up. It's already in that motion though. They want to come and gun these highs, and breakout area. So and I have to know that if I'm going to be selling again, but I'm not interested in buying here because I know we should be coming down. So if they tell me what's going on here, you see we got this imbalance here. We come above and we tap in. First time for the suckers, second time seals it and hits 50 and it's gone. But we do have time involved over here at the 10 o'clock. using this first imbalance. We'll use it later, but I'm just giving you a narrative of just a lower low, yes, with ugly, but then lower high, right? I've already just got done explaining the structure. But guess what we do? We finally pop up, and what are we hitting? This is the lower part of the gap. That can't be made up, okay? This is literally selling from even that breakout level right there. You notice how the price is. So when I took this sell originally right here, remember, it's because we were knocking on that low. See that low? That's just a fake support resistance right there idea, right? See that? That's that low. So that's why I sold it, but we came down. But when they stopped here, there's people higher that were pushing sell on momentum from that low, and which is now that low is coinciding with the bottom of the gray gap. That's algorithmic. That's not basic. This is not like I'm just fishing for a place to sell, right? And if this is algorithmic and we went this high, okay, we made a lower high. You can see the clear imbalance right there. I mean, look, highlighting on the 15-minute. What's the goal? Motherfucker right here, baby. If we talked about coming here at a minimum. Well, obviously I didn't say this yesterday because we didn't know how this opened, but the narrative and the story changes to this as is importance. And guess what? I still talked about coming in here, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to take this profit from here to here, right? Okay. So guess what happens? As you see, okay, so let me get back into this. I did a projection here for this last down candle. We get into the 101.5 that is coupled with the decision of this algo trade right there. I got this highlighted here for the last higher low to higher high, pretty much. And then you can see 1 to 1.5 here. We'll blow through it. And then I'm screenshot. I can't get any more perfect. I'm trying to do it before it tags that level. The sealment of that opening gap for today, right? And I'm screenshotting it here. There's the 2 is sitting right there. So 2 to 2.5. I want to come here. Oh, but what's this level right here? This black one that's it's inside the fucking today's day's gap. Oh, that's the. Oh, this is a screenshot. I'm trying to use it as a chart. That is the. What is that? That is the. I don't even need to make this hard, do I? Why do I do this? Too long of videos, man. I gotta stop. What was I even saying? Yeah, we were about to tag right there, the bottom of it, and it's that candle right there, the 1101, and it's down here, it's sitting right there. Let's go back to it, right? Nope. Yep. Ooh, 1001. See that? So that's that last down. Okay, so it's about to smack it. I'm screenshotting right here. Why am I doing that? I don't need to be right. I don't need to be perfect. You don't even need to take this low out. You don't even need to seal it. It could stop fucking right there. Didn't we have that problem earlier in the week with that happening here on Tuesday, on Monday? Remember? We went into the present week gap, purple right there. That's the same logic. Can't make this shit up. Beautiful, man. Target is complete. Day is done even. All right, we got to move down 1, move up 2. Watch how I show you. I can't make this up. Move up 2. That's the lower low to lower high. Move 3. I'm catching move 3. So this is sell 1, sell 2, and then there's probably going to be a third sell in the future while I'm talking and making this video right now. But anyways, I'm catching sell 2. I didn't buy this though. Why? Could I have bought this and when algorithmic, I could see it working here to come up, all right? And then it's going to take out liquidity to the left, right? So it sure enough, it did that. Am I interested in this range right here? No. Why? I know what the agenda is today, and I even said it yesterday. Okay, and I've been saying it for a while, actually, since we were up here. To coming down lower to, well, in this case, it's slowly reaching objectives, and they're keeping it bullish. So that's another story. So meaning when we get here and we pop up and we come down, so we popped up and then we've came down to here, and then but when you get here, new ideas come into play. So I can only predict the future for you so much. All right. So, and then what does it do when I show this logic to pop up? Well, that's the same idea, but just put that right there for a second and we pop back up. Okay. So now I hope you that makes sense. Again, no, let me go back to this. I want to watch live price action right now. Shit. So this is move. I'm already catching move one down. The end of it from here to here. Okay. I did not buy number two. Why? If I say I know there's a number two. Because look, first of all, it could keep dripping and this one can keep continuing. And, period. Okay. But in general, I'm not trying to counter trend. Okay, could have bought these. No, decide not to. Wait for the perfect place for it to come back. Very simple with this breakout area. Okay, so we take this out. We snipe it. It pops in. I'm in. I've got I got this shit sitting there, right there. Sorry if you got kids and I'm cursing, but beautiful. I'm literally using one contract, doing this to train myself to see if one day we copy accounts or whatever the case is, but logically extending swings with a one contract to build a $20,000 to $25,000 account. So if I make 100,000, 200,000, or whatever the case is, take that money out, and whatever the case is, start off with another 20. You should be able to do that with a $20,000 to $25,000 account, where you're just stacking up these type of swings. So I'm just doing it. So anyways, too much right there. Perfect. The top 25% of this bearish imbalance. Now the below one, not up here, not the top, not the bottom up from up here. The top of this one in the pink. Ooh, it's inside that daily's gap. That's what I've been trying to say all this time. Watch how we use it. Boy, let me tell you, I'm not playing. I'm very, very intentional. If this is the case, if I'm selling it from down here to get into sealing that, look what we do here. Then we end up getting drives here. 1, 2, 3. We come here, manipulation sweeps this. This is OG shit right here. Why are we taking it down from that sell? I got it down to here. I also have that -2 and the liquidity. Remember, I didn't need to be right to take it out though. We just got close to it. And if it starts whipping back up, then I've already, my goal was to do this today, not in long term coming to this 50. So guess what? And I know the news is going to come out. So I'm flowing before the news even comes out, and I even play with them people. Okay. So if it's sold down here and we seal that objective literally right there at that level, and then I also, then you get these drives down. We have now digged in. All they were doing is taking out that low, hitting that 930 level from yesterday, and hitting that -2. Look at that -2, dude. You drag that out, bro. We're smacking it here. Okay. And then you see a shift of structure here, not here. So this is a low, a lower high, a low. It's a higher high, but it could still retrace. This is the retracement coming back. It stops. Okay. You think this is support resistance and you're going to be trying to sell for lower. No. They're going to come back and wipe out. Where? We're going right back, baby. Right back to that first imbalance. Algorithmically, we are referencing it back. But if I made this fucking simple, I had nothing on the chart, this would be a lower low. That would be a lower high. That would be a lower low. And that would be a lower high. Correct? Correct. So guess what? We're doing that, man. What's it called? We get the drives here, and then now on this high, so I even measured this swing here before we got up here. How did I know that? Well, because if you look at the structure, came down and swept them guys. Yeah, I took 2 losses trying to catch this fucking thing. Okay? Why? Because I know where we are, right? And I'm just experienced. I'm not waiting for all this shit to happen. No. Okay? I understand what's happening. Why? Because I know we just fell from this. Look at that. Look. You could have pushed the button with your eyes closed. After every close, you could have just pushed entered. You could have just pushed sell. All right. Look at the candles. All right. You can see that the body candles are in control. All right. They don't break one another. Right. But easy. So if this was a lower low and we had buyers coming up, we wiped them out. Logically, we come down to wipe out these fucking buyers. And when it's busting through each one of these lows, we got people who are momentum traders pushing sell, pushing sell, pushing sell, pushing sell. Oh, that's why we're coming back up. And this whole thing is of this high and this low, mean reversion sitting in the middle. I'm buying this because I know the logic is to come up and wipe and do that. You'll see the algorithmic levels in a second. Watch deliver again. So I got this projection here. I don't even wait for it to get to the 1 to the 1.5. Watch what it does. You can't make this up. My goal is to tackle down a move of, I know how it's going to sequence. 25 minutes, got to be done. And then what is that? Well, we pop up this, we take out that liquidity. Retraces deep, just like if it was a break and a shift for temporarily even. I'm going to draw it because I can't make this up. This is it here. Sweep. Break. Retrace back deep. Oh, what's that? An imbalance right there at the lowest. So they tricked you with this one, and they tricked you with that top 25% of the pink bearish imbalance that we're talking about, that we're in. Inside this daily today's gap. There, you see it's referencing it. And that's someone to buy. I'm already at lunch. And I'm already in this trade holding to come up into this area. So whatever the fuck this thing does, I don't care, because I know that we're just swinging back up, right? So it comes back deep. It has to. It doesn't want to get all the buyers in. And then it holds right there. Ooh, body's sitting right there on the daily gap. Look, pay attention to the details. Look at the 50%. Come on. Right to where I was talking about. Oh, but look what they did. Look what they did. Look at this projection. Look at the one right there. And I told myself, because I was on lunch and I was just going to win it. My goal was to get here, and I took the screenshot. I even came back upstairs to take it for you guys. And then I have my stop loss getting squeezed. So then we end up pushing up 3 drives. 1, 2, 3. Look at the 1. Look at the -1. Look at the -1 and look at that high. A couple ticks away, buddy. Above it. Okay. Ooh, very close to what? Getting all these jerks who got screwed over and pushed sell here. Look, that's why we're squeezing up. Okay, that's the lower low to lower high. Look, and bro, I swear to God, I was like, I need to get out of here. This is so much dough. This is so easy. But I was like, I'm just done mentally. I went out yesterday and unexpectedly, and I didn't know I was going to, and just. Anyways, so tired. But so look at this, breaks, and then algorithmically getting back into the opening range gap, 50%, sells off, comes underneath the 25, comes down, and then hunts, buddy, for that last leg that I would have loved to be a part of. Let me stop this right here for a second. And came to that 50 and it sealed that daily imbalance here. Look at that, beautifully to the tick. It's not random. Okay, guys, not random at all. And -2 standard deviation there is sitting on top of the 50, sitting inside 50% of that target of the middle imbalance, of the bearish imbalance. But the reason why I didn't take it was because what time is it? It's already over with. I'm not going to play with these people and find out, but I can't believe how beautiful it was. It was just easy. And I was like, dude, they're doing this shit on purpose. Because gotta be. But we taking out these swings. We're not holding this shit. You sitting here holding it here, and then you let the shit come again. Hell no. Bro, the amount of points we caught from here, and then selling it from here, and then buying it to here. If you add that up, bro, it's this whole daily range. And this is how I maneuver. So, and you see the fire. This can't be made up, dude. But I can't believe it was so easy. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 clean the board. Okay? 6. I can count this numerous ways. But just the flow and the patience of these understandings is how to win. So, catching it up, as you see, I'm being very specific. My goal was to just hit the 50 of the opening range gap, and I would have been done. I knew that was like, that's a mean reversion area, and it's algorithmic. So I'm like, all right, let's tag that, and then I'll just squeeze it up. But I was like, no. Let me wait for it to tag into to this first imbalance. That's going to be my main target for this. Not even hitting the 1. I don't fucking care. We don't need to be right. This is a lower high, and I'm not playing with these people. Look what time it is. It's 12:54. So the 1 o'clock has not came out yet. And that's why I'm taking this trade out before the 1 o'clock. I'm being very, very, very specific, right? So if that's the case, that's a process, and that's algorithmic. You can't. If it was random, how would I be able to time anything here as well, right? Time is factor. Oh, why did I take this sell here? The other factor of it being this area and the bottom of that gray gap is because this was fucking 1030. Again, can't make this up. Look at that high right there. 1029. Now 1030. 1031. And it starts coming down. So do your back testing. I know what this thing does as far as timing goes, right? Obviously, and an experience will show you that this is algorithmically you had it. Forget the time, right? So that's just too much confluence. But squeezing it up here to tag this, and I'm done. You have a nice day. You want to know why? Because we ain't trading no more. I'm already overstaying my welcome by it being almost 1 o'clock, but I did this because I knew it was, the news coming out, right? And look how it came up. Came to the 1, sold off all the way to the bottom, and I was like, bro, this is going to be fucking beautiful, but I left it alone. So anyways, just fired it, and I'm saying all this to say, like, I don't need to show you my trade. I'm giving you the ideas the day before. I'm executing them. I'm using algorithmic levels. If you don't have this stuff on your chart and you're not using it that way, by now you should understand what's happening. I mean, I don't even need to make another video after this. So anyways, we came down, by the way, down here into the 2 to 2.5. We traced back up here. I told you about that 1. Then we came down. I have nothing marked. I didn't use the chart again, so I'm going to do this real quick. Maybe I'll use I'll just use this top 15-minute candle, maybe. If that's probably not good enough. You could even do this. Yup. I'll even just do these 3 15-minute candles. That's me measuring all the way from this higher low to this energetic. We break through it, but look where it goes. Look where the 1 is, right there. This is one way to do it. And then, you probably could have. I gotta stop talking. Even like that, 3.5 to 4 right there. And I could even do this. Obviously it's a new low, so that's not really that helpful, but we're just gonna stick with this for now. Not a big deal. Anyways, seals the daily gap and pretty well, and then you get a nice divergence right here. See this right here? Higher low. That's so stupid. Look at this. Higher low right there. Lower low right there. Body's inside. Come to the 50. Tags above it. Algorithmically, fucking 220. Bounces right on the 50% of that. Goes. And where is it going? Well, just like this buy right here to here. This is a lower low coming to a lower high. Whereas 50% hits this right here. See that? The daily gap, right? I'm trying to say retraces back to that daily imbalance right there, and what's it called? Pops back up, gets into that first imbalance, hits the 50 again. By the way, look at the 50 of the first imbalance. It is the same exact level as the 930. Ooh, very high confluence. If I said that, then guess what? You would like to see price around that. Tags it right there. Beautiful. Comes back down for any of these breakout buyers right here. And then created higher lows. And then as you see here, after it hit that 930, bounced back to that 25% of this pink bearish imbalance. Twice bouncing around on the 930 or settlement. I'm sorry, the old settlement price as well, right? Algorithmic. Coming back down, last down candle. And using this as a as an inversion here, you'll see that the price won't go any lower than this. I'm just going to use this for now. And yes, it's blue. And now I made a long fucking video. Excited about the situation though. As you see, yeah, it's hard to see, but can you see that? Stair stepping up. All right. And then they wiping out all this easy run liquidity that was suspect to begin with. So in reality, this was, I'm shrinking it out. This is move one. It retraces. And then move two is moving up. But we don't know if it's going to be going up from here. What if it stops and rolls over and comes lower? Yes, that could be part of the case. We are not playing with these people after the news. I don't need to find out, even though this was logical buy and a logical sell. Didn't I just tell you that we smacked? So wasn't I just saying that earlier in the video live? I said we smacked that high. And then I said, ooh, where would they come back? Breakout level here, imbalance, the first imbalance there. Didn't I just say that? And didn't we just come down more? Yeah. All right. Perfect, right? Ooh, came to the top of the 25%. I'm sorry, the top of the today's day's gap, then shot right to the 25% of that gray gap. Bro, I mean, who has these levels on their chart, right? Oh, yeah, I talked about that. All right, I gotta move forward, man. Fire though, man. And I gotta slow down on this somehow. This is not really that relevant, but we had at the time of the buys, why I could have bought it and kind of wanted to and wish I did, but you had this little divergence here on Nas while we had what's it called, higher lows here. And then we only had lower lows here. So, and then this was me gauging earlier. That's why I took this buy. We had lower lows here and then higher lows with Nas and with Dow and S&P. And it's self-explanatory. I used the breakout level and that gray gap to take that sell, remember, right? So anyways, kind of just shaking out and confusing everybody. Market looks like it's obviously done a lot. It doesn't want to go anywhere. It's just confusing, but we're still back in square one with it pushing up this high. So, it's either going to, again, like I said yesterday, push up or go down. But it's consolidating, but I would expect an expansion if it consolidates. So we had a nice response. I don't know if this now dollar starting to wake up is going to stop us and hinder us from going up, since we are sort of at a lower high. Possibly if in a big bear economy, then we'll make a lower, we'll come back down to wipe out buyers if that's still in play. If not, then, you still want to see us shoot up if it's not, but we're not though. We're kind of being stuck. We'll see what happens. As you can see, the whole point of this conversation is I don't need to fucking be right. I didn't need to have a bias. I needed to have basic common sense of what price is doing, in general speaking. Does that make sense? Like, and key levels and agendas. And as you see, if is this a consolidation? We just been rating a little bit lower to then shoot up. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Then we'll probably come and, take out these highs here and then maybe take out these highs. But it does not have to go up there. I'll tell you right now, it is very logical that we just made another lower low and a lower high. We don't even have a body inside that. Look at the wick right there. It's still early. And if it's going to be selling, you'd want to see it sell from here to roll over and come down into more. I got to show this. Come on. I got to be fucking done, man. Sorry, I'm cursing a lot. But I do got to be done. Again, back into that 101.5 right there. See that? But I do like this. See this wick on this daily here? This April 30th coming into there. Quad that up. You can see. I'm not even going to go into detail. That's also an imbalance right there. I never talked about that, but I meant to. But it doesn't matter. Didn't need it. It was just a breakout level. What was I trying to say? Maybe we get into this 2 to 2.5 here. And tag this old. There's a gap here, right here. Oh my god, bro. See that? Look, there's a gap here. With I also like see this daily gap right here. So algorithmically going to daily gaps. By the way, we got stuck here by this first imbalance from Friday. So that happened today when we knocked that 25%. We couldn't get above. You'll see that we came right into Friday's. Go extend that out. See that green? That's not a high or a low. That's an imbalance. That's also algorithmic stopping it right there. And we also use that feature here with on Monday's first imbalance. You can see if I drag this out right here. I'm not gonna go. It's too much detail, but you can see we're kind of being stuck right there in that fucking Asia right there, and London, whatever, pushing it down. Anyway, too much. I'm starting to ramble, but it's still anyone's ball game here. I mean, but here shows us strength. So we finally get that push through this, and this is what I was talking about. It was still very possible to also come back up. So, and to sweep this and get into this. I talked about this area, but now they're doing it. So is this enough for them to come down, or are we really bullish? That's really where I'm at. And I don't have to be any more right. I mean, as you see, I still accomplished the sell here, the sell to here, and the buy to here for logical structure intraday going to possible intraday higher time frame algo levels as well, right? And I wasn't a part of it, but I could have, and I liked it, but I don't need to, because me understanding these sequence of events first are very high probability. But then when I get out right here, now it's 1 o'clock. This thing can sit around, and then when that news comes out, it could fucking wipe out both sides of the board. The rates stayed the same. So because they stayed the same, technically this price should be coming down. This might be a lower high. I don't see how we keep pushing up while the everyone is expecting the rate to change, and the rate didn't change. So that would be my guess for it to come back down. I'm going to draw this again, and new projections for this video, since we've done this, is it just comes back down right here, right? That's about it. If that doesn't happen, if we pop up any high, we're not talking about that. We're just buying, right? So obviously, now that I've showed that example, it's either going to just keep buying up, right? That's where we're at. Either it's going to buy up, or, comes down. I don't know, comes down and then pops back up. So does that make sense? Yeah, it's the only two options here, man. But let's move 1 down, up, move up 2. All right, does 2 keep going here? Or is it going to stop here and move 3 happens? We will find out. But I do like this area for it to be a selling area, to come back down and wipe out buyers. I expected a bearish week, and we're kind of like still hanging in here. It is a bearish candle, but I expected bigger range. So maybe we'll see that continuation for Thursday. If it's a bearish week, I want to see these lower highs hold up. Thursday start coming down here, and then Friday settling. And then it be just sealing the previous week's entire body, where we know that this is a breakout level from the previous week, right? This high, the previous weeks here opened up and pushed through, which in this case, I know I'm talking a lot, which is right here. We pushed right here. So that's why price, when we talk about coming down here, they're inching their way into getting into here, right in this area. Because everybody who saw the price push up from here, they're pushing buy. These are the late buyers, and they know that. Right, but anyways, not important. We have enough that we are using here. It's just fucking beautiful, man. So and then, damn, I talked way too much. Why is this opposite? And YM just speakering out in the same damn spot. Not very helpful. Can go either way. Very neutral in that look. and these are looking the same. But we did get a response, so I would expect it to push up. I would expect it to push up, but don't be surprised if Asia London bring that shit back down again. Yeah, it's starting to look very. I'm uninterested again. Let the shit flow, and then put you in in the next move. By them doing what they did yesterday, by shooting up and getting into that top 25%, and then holding the bodies right there on that volume imbalance and the fucking look at the purple, dude. Can't make that up, bro. On the 15, look at that. And then they're holding that as resistance. Well, I mean, I expect to come down and fix this mess that they did. That was the play. And I didn't even take advantage of something that I've been talking about since last week, which was hitting that 50. But look how we did it. We pretended to hit it there, came to this one, and then we retraced. That last leg was beautiful, but guess what? The news is involved, and I'm not playing with them. So that's why. That's how you move. You know what I mean? Anyways, I gotta be done. 45 minutes. I knew it was a fire video. I know I showed my trades. I don't need to. So I'm telling you these ideas and levels. I'm doing this shit every day. And you guys take care and God bless.